Right, welcome everybody. It's 8 o'clock now, and I'm going to start off with a poem, if I can find it on my phone. It's a poem by T.S. Eliot, and it's from something called the Four Quartets. And we're doing the mindfulness of breathing this morning, and I think this sums up nicely what we're trying to do. So I'll just read it and then I'll talk a little bit about it. At the still point of the turning world, neither flesh nor fleshless, neither from nor towards. At the still point, there the dance is, but neither arrest nor movement. And do not call it fixity, where past and future are gathered, neither movement from nor towards, neither ascent nor decline, except for the point, the still point, there will be no dance, and there is only dance. So that's all a bit mysterious, isn't it? But what he's saying is that there is a still point in life, and we don't generally connect with it. But generally, we're going after something or pushing something away. We're being in the past, or we're being in the present, in the future rather, and we're constantly distracted. Our mind is constantly distracting us, and we think we are our minds, don't we? But we're not. We're not our minds. If we were our minds, if we were our thoughts, then we would just be able to turn them off. That true? If we really were our thoughts, we'd be able to think, okay, I'm going to stop thinking now for 10 minutes. But actually we can't. The thoughts are there. They keep coming up regardless of whether we want them to or not. And sometimes we definitely don't want them there. So although we have this impression that we are our thoughts, we aren't. So when we notice that we've been distracted, I've said this before, we're sitting meditating and our minds, we drift off into a story on a train of thought. And then at some point we come back and it's a little moment like, oh, I've not been here. And that is the still point. That is the point that we're looking for. And then another thought will come along and we'll lose it. And then we'll come back from the next thought and, oh, yes, here I am. And it's this still point, this here I am, that is what we're working on. This is who we are. This is our awareness, our aware mind. And it's always there, but it gets covered up with this chattering mind. So what we're trying to do is to let the chattering mind go all the time and appreciate this still point. This still point that Eliot says is neither flesh nor fleshless, neither from nor towards. And it's where past and future come together. Neither movement from nor towards, no ascent nor decline. So that's what we're looking for, this still point in our experience where everything is calm and okay. And so we'll just practice that in this meditation. It's the mindfulness of breathing. I think most of you have done it before. So we'll just get on with it. Before I do that, though, just say hello to Jane and Emily and Mia, who have joined us, and everybody else who hasn't commented but have joined us since I started rambling. Yeah, so we're looking for this point where we come back from distraction, and it's a joyful moment. We're not going to, or we must try not to get frustrated about being pulled away by thought. just be joyous when we find that we've come back, because that's the important point. Okay, so beginning the usual way by settling into the morning, into the meditation. Just noticing that you're here in this moment, in this present moment, here in this still point. Whenever there's no thought, that's awareness. And awareness is still there when there is thought, but we don't appreciate it. We're not actually in touch with it as much as when there isn't any thought. So with our awareness, just noticing our contact with the chair or the bed or the floor, the feelings in the body, the sensations of that contact. And how are you feeling this morning? Is there a sense of being okay or not quite being okay? However you are, that's where we're starting from. So it's got to be okay. So just beginning with a sense of acceptance and loving kindness for however you're feeling right now. And bringing attention to the face. Let's look at the face. Beginning with the forehead. Now it's quite likely you're frowning slightly. So if you are, just letting that frown drop away. We hold our foreheads in a particularly fixed way against the world almost. So if we can just let it relax, just let the creases drop out, just relaxing the forehead. And the same with our face, with our muscles and skin on our face. Just for this meditation, not letting it be fixed and held as a kind of shield from the world. We can be completely open and let our facial muscles just sag, just relaxing the face. Letting the eyes be soft behind the eyelids. Moving down to the neck and the shoulders. Just noticing if there's any tension there, any tightness or achiness. And if there is, just sort of breathing into it. Just showering it with kindness and acceptance, not getting into conflict with any discomfort. Just having a sense of warmth and acceptance towards it. And this helps us to relax. Noticing the breath in the body. The shoulders rising and falling as we breathe in and breathe out. So each time we breathe out and the shoulders drop, just allowing any tension to fall away, down through the body, into the ground. And relaxing on the next out breath, just letting go. And again on the next. Noticing the breathing coming into the lungs, the chest rising and falling. So as we breathe out, as the chest relaxes, it's like the whole of us can relax. As the chest expands with the breathing in, it's like we're filling ourselves with energy. Just allowing ourselves to get absorbed in this in-breath and out-breath, this rhythm of the breath, without trying to control it in any way, just abandoning ourselves to the rhythm of the breathing. This is the Mindfulness of Breathing Meditation. And in the first stage, we're going to follow the whole of each out-breath, right from the beginning to the end. Just really concentrating on each out-breath. And if we wish, we can place a number at the end of each out-breath, if that helps us to concentrate. Beginning with 1, then 2 on the next out-breath, 3 on the next, and so on up to 10. And then coming back to 1 and beginning again. So following the whole of the out-breath. And when we get distracted, just being okay with that. Just noticing the moments when we come back from our thoughts. Precious moment of awareness. And then coming back to following the out-breath. Just following each out breath from the beginning to the end. Really giving each out breath your whole attention. Just dropping the counting if you're counting for a moment, and just checking your posture, making sure you're comfortable. And then when you're ready, we're going to start counting, if you wish to count, just before each in-breath, in exactly the same way. 1, 2, up to 10, and then starting again. So whether you're counting or not, following each in-breath from the beginning to the end. Really concentrating on the whole length of each in-breath. Being completely aware of each in-breath. Just notice that as you are following each in-breath from beginning to end, you are being aware, you are being mindful. You're right in the present moment. And if you get distracted, it's no problem. Just notice that moment when you return to awareness. Letting go of the counting if you're counting, letting go altogether now. And we're going to move our attention, our awareness to the chest area. Well, to the body really, noticing the breath in the body, but perhaps starting in the chest area where it's most obvious. Noticing the movement as the breath comes in to the body and leaves the body. Noticing how it feels. Noticing the rhythm of the breath and just allowing yourself to get absorbed in this movement and feeling and rhythm. And maybe broadening your awareness to other parts of the body. Can you feel the breath moving the legs and the arms and the head very subtly? You feel the breath in all these places. If you look very closely, you might feel sensations of drawing the breath from different parts of the body. So where does the breath start for you? Does it start in the throat, in the chest, or lower down in the body? So in the fourth and final stage, we're going to move our awareness up to the area around the upper lip or the nostrils, wherever we're breathing in, and just noticing the delicate sensations of the breath passing the upper lip or the nostrils. Just really homing in on these little spots and noticing just what that feels like as we draw breath in and exhale it. Just really concentrating on this one place. Just noticing as much as you can the delicate sensation of the breath brushing past the nostrils or the upper lip. And as we move towards the end of the meditation, for the last couple of minutes, just broadening your awareness out to take in the whole of your being, the whole of the breathing, living, feeling body. And just noticing whatever arises in your experience. Noticing the whole of your experience without trying to push anything away or grasp hold of anything. Just sitting, experiencing. So in a few moments I'm going to ring the bell to end the meditation, and when I do, as usual, just taking your time to open your eyes and move your body.